In this video, I built a keyboard. That's really all there is to say about it. Moving right along to the box, which is a very nice box by the way. Right on top there's a little card telling you to make sure the pins are straight before you put your switches in. Don't need that. As well as a nice little piece of foam, which I will come back to later, and then a start guide, which I also do not need. And it also comes with an Allen key and screwdriver for disassembly, as well as a switch and keycap puller, which will all be useful in the future. But enough talking about the accessories, let's move on to the board, which is the meat of this project. And for the board, I went with the Keychron V3, which is a TKL board, and I got the knob version. Don't worry, I made sure to get a knob. And now that everything's out of the box, I want to take it apart. I did not anticipate a keyboard to be held together with quite this many screws. There were screws and bolts just about everywhere on this thing. But no matter, I got it apart, and when I did, I was pretty surprised to find out that it already had a really significant layer of silicone in the bottom. But that is not going to deter me from modding this thing, because I so want to do some mods. And the first mod I want to do is the blue tape mod. And basically all you do for this mod is cut strips of masking tape and put it on the back of the PCB, and as far as my understanding goes, all this is supposed to do is basically just create a low pass filter across the back of the board and block out certain frequencies that your switches may produce. And of course, the purpose of this is just to make the keyboard sound a lot nicer when you're typing on it. And another thing that makes it sound nicer is foam in the board, as well as of course the silicone that came pre-installed in this one. So I think you can see where this is headed, both because it was only 40 seconds ago in the video, and also because you can literally see it in front of you right now. I cut up that little piece of foam that was being used to package the keyboard and kind of just crammed it down in there on top of the silicone and screwed the board back together. I had originally wanted to maybe try some other mods like putting kill mat or something in there, but with that silicone, there was really no point in doing it, and I also could not fit anything else in there anyway, even if I wanted to. Because when I went to put the board back together, I did have to apply quite a significant amount of pressure to get the plate and the PCB down far enough to where the screws would actually grab the standoffs and the threads make contact, but I got it there. It wasn't too much to break anything, but it was a little uncomfortable. But with the board back assembled, it is switch time, and for some reason I thought it would look cool or be fun, or I don't know what I thought I was thinking, dumping these switches all over the board like this. It really just wound up making a mess that I had to pick up before I could install the switches. And if I haven't said switch enough times in this video already, if you're curious about the switches I used the WS Browns from OBS Studios, which are a medium tactile with an actuation force of about 63 grams, and they are 35 cents each. And here I go, putting all the switches in nice neat little rows. I don't know what else to say about this. Alright, now that the switches are in, I can be happy again, and with the switches in, it's time to move on to keycaps. And for keycaps, I didn't go very fancy, for a few different reasons. First off is the fact that between the switches and the board, I was already most of the way through my budget, and also with this being my first mechanical keyboard, I don't really know what I like, so I just went with a plain black and white set of double shot PBT keycaps from XVX. And I got these keycaps from Amazon. I'll have a link to them down in the description, as well as links to the switches and board, which I bought from Davinci. And with these nice simplistic keycaps installed, there's nothing left to do but a sound test. So that's what I'll leave you with. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.